Hello there, this is the Shadow Ranger, and this video is just going to be me talking about a couple of topics that have come up this week. Let's see here, I got what, 5 things I'm going to talk about in this video. First up, there is talk about the WWE bringing back managers. A lot of people have been saying for a while, including myself, that managers are something that's been missing from today's wrestling. We can all name guys who are very good in the ring, but just haven't been able to get over because they lack the mic skills. And managers would have helped. I think of guys like Shelton Benjamin, who people always wish he'd done more. But I'm like, Shelton just can't talk, but he would have benefited from a good manager. This week on Superstars, they had Michael Hayes come out with Tyson Kidd, and in sort of a manager role, and I liked it. Michael Hayes did a very nice promo before the match, and like a lot of older guys, he still can talk really well, and I hope they keep with this. And I hope some other guys become managers. I've talked about Vicky Guerrero sort of acts like a manager with Dolph Ziggler, and I think she could help some other guys benefit some other heels as their manager. Michael Cole's another guy who, with the heat he's getting, could be a good manager. You got other guys in the back, some of the legends back there that they're there at the shows and agents and stuff. Why not make use of them? You got guys back there like Arn Anderson and people like that. I bet Arn can still cut a pretty decent promo. There's guys back there that can bring this role. Or look for some new blood. You don't have to go to the past. Maybe you can find yourself some good talkers out there that can be good managers for some guys. I'm looking at the WWE roster now. I see plenty of guys that could benefit from a good manager. I got Alex Riley, Brodus Clay, Kurt Hawkins, Daniel Bryan, D.H. Smith, David Otunga. Karma, if she's not gonna talk, if they're gonna have her just be the mean monster like she was in TNA, then she'll need a mouthpiece. Drew McIntyre, Evan Bourne, Ezekiel Jackson, Heath Slater. If and when the core thing breaks down, he'll need a manager because he's not much on his own. Husky Harris, Jack Swagger. I've liked seeing Swagger with Cole because Swagger's a great wrestler. He's got a great look, but unfortunately, the guy talks with a lisp, and if a guy talking to me like this, telling me he's gonna kick my ass, I'm not gonna believe it. Sorry, it's just not gonna work. He needs somebody to talk for him, and having Michael Cole there's been doing pretty well. Mike can talk for him. The Uso brothers, that could help them. They not your average Samoans, but they're still pretty boring. John Morrison could use a manager. Justin Gabriel, he doesn't get much mic time, but if and when the core thing ends, that could work. I mentioned Karma, Mark Henry, Mason Ryan, Michael McGillicuddy, Tarver, Primo, R-Truth could probably use one. Who else out there? Sin Cara, because I don't know if he's ever going to do much talking. Skip Sheffield when he comes back. Ted Jr. Trent Beretta, if he's going to stick around much longer. Tyler Rex. Yoshitatsu. A lot of guys out there that could, use a good manager. So I hope they go forward with this. I think it'll really help some guys get over. And there's a lot of guys who could benefit from having a manager. Even a couple of stables. People have been expecting there to be roster cuts, but if you can get some nice stables going, you might not need to cut anybody. Let's see what else here. TNA becomes Impact Wrestling. Cool. I like the show the way it is, but I'll say this. If they're gonna do this, I've seen the promos that have been airing and this whole Wrestling Matters, and they've been nice promos, but if you're gonna tout that, you really need to live up to it. Like I said, I don't mind the amount of wrestling that we get in the show now, but you're gonna need a lot more to satisfy other people if you're gonna really push the whole Wrestling Matters. The show as it is now, although I like it, isn't gonna be enough to bring people in with this whole Wrestling Matters slogan. And it's a nice slogan and all, and I like the way it looks, and I like the little promos they've done with it. But if you're not going to actually live up to it, then it's just going to turn more people away instead of bringing more people in. Time will tell on that one. So I'll keep an eye on Impact on, for the next couple of months, and let's see how they go with it. Do they really build it up, or is it just the same old show? The same show that they've been doing, is it going to fit this Wrestling Matters persona? Also, the TNA front, there is rumors that the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro, aka Elijah Burke, is leaving TNA. There's rumors that his contract has come up and he decided not to resign. I like the Pope. I'm sorry to see him go, but at the same time, TNA's roster is very overcrowded, and they do need to cut some people. I mean, he wouldn't be the guy I cut, but some people would jump up and say, oh, why cut him and have guys like Murphy and Rob Terry? Well, you need jobbers. You need enhancement talent. Everybody on your roster can't be a star. People say, how come those guys have jobs and Jay Lethal doesn't? Well, nobody wants Jay Lethal to be enhancement talent. You need jobbers. No matter what you run a wrestling promotion, your whole promotion cannot be stars. You're always going to need enhancement talent. And Murphy and Rob Terry are serving that role as enhancement talent. You always need your enhancement talent, your Coco Bewares, your Brooklyn Brawlers, your jobbers. You need them. Your Val Venus was that toward the end of his run in WWE. He became enhancement talent. Stevie Richards. Everybody can't be a star. You cannot have a roster full of stars. You have to have jobbers. You have to have enhancement talent. Do you want Jay Lethal to be enhancement talent? No, you want him to be a star. Do you want Pope to be enhancement talent? No, you want him to be a star. Well, there's no room for him to be at the top of the card right now because the top of the card is pretty damn crowded. But there is room for enhancement talent. That's why people say that. Why does this guy have a job when this guy doesn't? Because that guy fills a role that the other guy doesn't. TNA has enough top talent guys. They got enough main eventers. They got enough people in the TV title picture. They really don't need top stars right now. They need some fresh faces, triple fresh faces, some young bloods, but their roster, the men's roster at least, is way overcrowded. They do need more women for the women's roster, but it happens. I like the Pope. Hopefully he'll come back. Maybe he'll get another shot in the WWE. I like the guy. I want to see good things happen to him. So let's see if he does leave. And again, it's still just a rumor that he's leaving. We don't have anything set yet. What else? Something else I've been meaning to talk about for a while now. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. Colt Cabana lost the NWA World's title, and I'm wondering why. He had this really great several-month program with Scrap Iron Adam Pearce, and he finally won the belt, and I was hoping he'd have a good run with it, but then about 2 weeks later, after that episode aired, that he won the title, he ends up losing it to the Sheik. And I don't know much about the Sheik, but I'm wondering why the NWA made that move. I think the Hollywood show is probably their most known show right now. I'd rarely hear anybody speak about any other NWA shows, and nor do I know what NWA show the Sheik is on. Now, if he's on in another NWA territory that has a weekly show, let me know and I'll go check it out. I just find it odd that, a lot of people in the wrestling world have been checking out the NWA Hollywood shows, and a lot of people really getting into them. It's gotten a lot of buzz. Plus the fact that the show's online every week and means it's available all over the world. Keep in mind, I review this show every week. I live in Korea. Don't forget that. And I thought it has become very popular, especially within the IWC, and it's just kind of odd that the NWA would take the main title off that show. But I want to wait and see what happens with this. And plus, after the storyline, I hope that Cabana would get a decent length to run with, at least a couple of months with it. But it was gone pretty quickly. Let's see. I'm only at 9 minutes, so you know what? I was gonna do this as a separate video, but I will go ahead and I'm gonna hop into my predictions and thoughts on the TNA Sacrifice pay-per-view coming up tomorrow. Here, there's a new redesign for the Impact Zone. I'm looking forward to seeing that, how it looks. I'm gonna do this a short version, or at least I'm gonna try to make it short. So I'm already at 10 minutes. I want to keep this video under 30. I don't know if this is gonna be the pre-show or just an added match, but it's gonna be Robbie E versus Brian Kendrick. Robbie E's on pay-per-view. That's always good. I like Robbie E. Anytime he gets a spot on the show is good. I'm wondering if there might be some shenanigans because of this thing about the X Division guys and this stuff with Eric Bischoff, but with Foley now in charge, that could just go some other way. I don't know. I mean, I have a feeling something might happen where this match doesn't conclude. But if it's just a straight up match, I'm gonna pick Robbie E to win it. Got a tag team match: Mexican America versus Ink Inc. There a lot of people saying that this was originally supposed to be a feud for the Machine Guns, but then Sabin got injured. It really sucks that Sabin gets injured the same night that Alex Shelley returns. Bad time for the Machine Guns, but let's just hope Shelley stays injury free. Sabin had surgery, and let's hope that goes well, and both of them can come back. Personally, I'd rather see Ink Inc. feud with Mexican America than the Machine Guns. Right now, I don't have a problem with the Machine Guns not being on TV right now. TNA always has to cycle guys in and out of TV to do storylines. And right now, I don't have a problem with the Machine Guns being off TV for a while. They were on for a very long time. They had a very nice run with the tag team titles, but I'm okay not seeing them for a couple of months. I also did a video where I talked about a feud for Ink Inc. and Mexican America that was after Immortal episode 6 called Guys and Dolls. You can go check that video out. Short version was Ink Inc. Immortal helps Mexican America get the win the tag team titles from Beer Money. Beer Money goes to a feud with Ink Inc. Ink Inc. trying to get the titles, but Sarita and Rosita keep interfering, helping Hernandez and Anarquia keep the belts. Because Mexican America will have the women's and the men's tag titles. Then Ink Inc. brings in Two and Within, which would be Christina Von Eerie and Buggy, because they have the same look as Ink Inc. to be their backup. And you have a 2-guy, 2-girl feud, feuding with another 2-guy, 2-girl feud. They go there for a couple of months. Christina and Buggy win the women's tag titles from Sarita and Rosita, and then they eventually have a challenge leading into maybe Bound for Glory, which would be both titles on the line, like an intergender 8-man tag. 8-person tag. I originally said it might be a ladder match, but it doesn't have to be. But you can go check out that video and see all the details for it. Anyway, I'd like to see this feud continue going. I think with everybody be on a patriotic mood after Bin Laden was captured and taken out, that people are going to want to see Ink Inc. win. I think it's okay for Ink Inc. to go over. Mexican America can attack them after the match or on Impact Thursday, instantly get all their heat back. So as long as I'm going to pick Ink Inc. to win, Mexican America attacks them afterwards, they can go into a feud. I would much rather see Ink Inc. feud with Mexican America than see the Machine Guns feud with Mexican America. Knockouts Championship: Madison Rayne versus Mickie James. Mickie James putting the title. Stipulation that Mickie wins. Tara no longer has to work for Madison Rayne. I'm gonna go ahead and expect Mickie to win. I said that in my video a while back after Immortal episode 5. The Queen, the Servant, the Cowgirl, and the Amazon, that I would debut Access the Amazon, have her cost to Mickie the title, and Madison gets it back. Then Madison fires Tara, and Tara's gone. Then the new regime rehires Tara under a new contract, so then she can feud with Madison over the title, and that's still what I'd like to see happen. I'd rather have Mickie James help get a new knockout over. Again, it doesn't have to be Isis. It could be someone else that could feud with Mickie. Of course, Mickie James wins. Tara is free. Madison and Tara can have a non-title feud. So there's plenty. You can still do the feud without a title. But if there's going to be a feud for the title, I would rather see Madison and Tara feud for the title, and Mickie James feud with someone new. But Mickie can win, and she can feud with Winner and Zombie Angelina, and that could get some good stuff out of that. So that could be your two feuds: Madison Rayne and Tara feuding, and Mickie and Zombie Angelina. I mean, Mickie feuding with Winter and Zombie Angelina. That could work. But with Mickie James just getting the belt, and on the last pay-per-view, I'd be surprised to see her lose it. So I'm picking her to win. I mean, you could do an odd. I mean, there's potential for swerve. Tara can try to interfere, but accidentally hurt Mickie. Like she tries to hit Madison with the belt, but Madison ducks and she hits Mickie by mistake, and Madison gets the win. Or they could do a weird swerve where Tara helps Madison win and says she's in love with Madison. They could go for a weird love affair thing. But, I'd rather not see that. Let's just go with Mickie win. Mickie moves on to Winter, and Madison can feud with Tara for a while. AJ Styles versus Tommy Dreamer. Why Tommy Dreamer and not Bully Ray? I guess they want to save that for Slammiversary. Fine, AJ wins. Crimson versus Abyss. They've really been trying to get Crimson over. They're sort of going with the fact that he hasn't been beaten in one-on-one competition. This is really his first big challenge. I'm picking Crimson because he absolutely needs this win. I think it would do way too much damage to him if he loses. Looks like they may move him into a program with Samoa Joe. I think Samoa Joe will really make him look good and help build him up. Abyss doesn't need the win. Abyss can come out on Impact next week and destroy somebody. He instantly gets all his heat and credibility back. Can't think of any logical reason for Crimson to lose this match, so I'm picking him to win. X Division Championship, Max Buck versus Kazarian. I'm going to pick Max Buck to win this match because Kazarian doesn't need the X Division title right now. As long as the whole Fortune and Immortal and all that stuff is going on, nobody in Fortune needs a belt. So I think it's totally fine if Kazarian would have dropped his belt to Max Buck, and you could have some of the other X Division guys in some feuds over the title. That works well. It would be a great match. People complain that the match didn't get much build up, but do you really care? I mean, people who like X Division matches, they just want to see the matches. I mean, all of you out there who are big fans of the X Division, I'm not a big fan of the X Division. I enjoy an occasional spot fest, but that's it. But those of you who just gush over the X Division so much, don't you just want to see the match? Do you really care if there's a storyline for an X Division match? You just want to see the X Division guys flip-flop around and move at 90 miles an hour. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Max because Kaz doesn't need the belt. Tag Team Championships: Matt Hardy and Chris Harris versus Beer Money. I actually think the Beer Money doesn't need the tag belts right now, but seeing them losing to Matt Hardy and Chris Harris just seems very weird. I'd rather see them keep the belts here, and then they get screwed out of the belts on Impact next week, and they lose the titles to Mexican America, and Mexican America and Inc. can feud over the tag team titles. That's what I would much rather see. Then Beer Money and can feud with Matt Hardy and Chris Harris some more, but they don't need the belts involved. No one in Fortune or Immortal needs a belt right now. That's where I'm kind of going with this. But I can't see Matt Hardy and Chris Harris getting the belts. Not on this pay-per-view. Just Chris Harris comes back after so long and wins a belt in his first match back. I just don't buy it. So I'm picking Beer Money to retain. Kurt Angle and China versus Jeff and Karen Jarrett. There's an angle going online right now where Karen's tweeting pictures of her ankle with ice on it, saying she had a fall and hurt her ankle and she might not be able to compete on Sunday. Maybe Jeff Jarrett comes with someone else. There were people talking about how this was going to be Isis the Amazon teaming with Kurt Angle instead of China. Maybe she's backup. But, that could work. Maybe Isis comes in with Jeff Jarrett's side, and that's his answer to China. I could see that happening. But I'd rather just see China beat up Karen. Because Karen's going to take one move and get pinned. Because that's how I see this ending. China does one move to Karen and pins her 1, 2, 3. And that'll be it. I don't really see China sticking around that long. But, China versus Mickie or China versus Tara, I could get into seeing one of those matches. I hope things go well for China. We haven't seen her around in a long time, and if she, she's had some issues over the past few years, but if she's got herself together and can still wrestle as well as she used to, I think she would be an okay addition to the Knockouts roster. I think she could bring some adding, especially if some other older Knockouts come back. Some of the older Knockouts coming back, I'd like to see. China and ODB or Alyssa Flash or somebody like that. There's potential for her if she's got herself together and she's ready to go. I think there's some benefit to having her back. And sidebar for a second, I've heard people complaining about TNA bringing China back and why not an indie girl, which is weird because pretty much everybody I heard complained that it was going to be Isis the Amazon, and then it wasn't, and they complained to it. They always have TNA. You complain when they're going to do something, then they don't do it, and you complain that they didn't do it. So And to the people who say I would have rather seen an indie girl come in and to have this spot, let me ask you this: whoever your favorite indie girl is that you wish was in TNA, is this how you'd want her to come in? Whoever your favorite indie girl is this the story you want to bring her in? She comes in just to be part of beating up Karen Jarrett. Wouldn't you rather see whoever your favorite indie girl in come in a much different storyline where she's going after Mickey in a championship or something? I mean, I don't know what indie girl you like, whether it's, well, it doesn't matter, but I mean, there's indie girls on the independent scene that I like, and I wouldn't want to see any of them come into TNA as part of this storyline. I would love to see Buggy get a shot in TNA, but not in this storyline. I wouldn't want to see her doing this. Mia Yim's an indie female wrestler that I really like. I'd like to see her in TNA, not in this storyline. Where I leave off. Okay, yeah, but I'm gonna pick Kurt Angle and China to win. I see this being the lead into the final blow-off match of Slammiversary. China hurts Karen. Jarrett comes out. He's pissed. He wants another last match with Angle. They make it a career match. Kurt Angle wins, and kayfabe retires Jeff Jarrett. That's where I expect this to go, and I think it's going to happen at Slammiversary. Angle, Jarrett, career match, probably last man standing. World Heavyweight title match, Rob Van Dam versus Sting. It's a Rob Van Dam match, so I can't pretend to care. I see Anderson coming out and challenging whoever wins right after this pay-per-view, simply because he won the Battle Royal on Thursday and he's number one contender, and he's talking about I'm going to be waiting for you at Slammiversary. I just have the feeling that he might come out after this match and say, you know what, why wait? I'm number one contender. I want my freaking title shot now and get to win the belt. Rob Van Dam's not getting the title. Sting will retain and possibly be challenged by Anderson right after. If Anderson challenges Sting right after, Anderson will win and win the belt. Let's check my time. I'm at 22 minutes. Alright, I got that out in about 12 minutes. Okay. Yeah, so that is all I'm going to say for Sacrifice and all the other topics in this video. This is the Shadow Ranger. Thank you for listening. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at TJSMITH3. If you'd like me to do another Q&A, send me some questions. I don't have any. As soon as I get 5 good questions, I'll do another Q&A video. Also, if you have any requests for topics that you would like me to do a video on, send those and I'll do them. Also, if you hop over to BleacherReport.com wrestling section and search for my name, Troy Smith, you'll see some of my other articles that I've just put up. So, yeah, thank you for listening and have a nice day.